All
are
right,
empty.
so we have it at max
There,
volume, but for
time
some reason I'm
capsules.
struggling, so I guess it's just me and my fault.
Oh,
Not a
he's
time
so
machine.
cute.
You put stuff
He
in it,
just
write a
wants to
letter
go
to your
to the
future
future.
self,
Oh,
then bury
I
it till
love
you get
doing
up
this in
later.
Animal Crossing.
God!
And
I just
like,
remembered I
you're
buried
able
an
to do
entire
that and send a
shoebox
letter
full
to
of
yourself
treasury
like
bonds here
100,
back in the
like 10 years
90s.
later.
Treasury
I did
bonds
that.
in
Just
the
make that our
90s.
afternoon instead.
Time capsules are more than
Isn't it
entertaining.
scary that the
They're
90s were
enlightening.
almost 30
Imagine
years ago now?
years
Stop.
from now,
That's
getting
fucking
to read
crazy.
all of the hopes and aspirations you had as a child.
I'm sure your past self
You
would
know
be
what I
thrilled to hear he ended up as a
realized
camp
recently?
counselor.
Do you remember the
sure
show
would.
16?
Yeah.
I hope I
Oh.
Oh, that's so cute!
That
I am
show
deeply
ended
upset that I
over
didn't
10
see
years
that
ago.
Oh my god.
Meaning
my
they're
God.
all
Time capsule,
26
Gwen?
now.
I never
Oh,
made
boy.
a lame time capsule.
Which is
I kept a
upsetting.
diary, like an adult.
I have like
like an
100 diaries.
this diary?
You guys
Oh,
don't know.
Why
shit.
do you have that?
Oh, I gotta see this.
Oh, there's the
If you
cool
read
ass.
one word of that, I will make you regret it.
He
When
already
I'm
regrets
grown
it.
Up, I'm going to be the bestest writer in the whole world. My stories will be so popular.
You
and
know,
everyone
Miles,
will
it's
love me
really
for them.
inappropriate for you to read your
Especially
6th
my
grade
husband,
diary.
who runs a money factory / horse sanctuary. Also, he's part wolf.
Gwen was the horse girl. If this was Ruby, Gwen would get akumatized right now. Oh no! You made her cry!
Oh my god! She said she wants to name her first kid Dracula Jr.
Did I say if this was Ruby, she would get akumatized right
Said
now?
if it was maybe, but
Miraculous.
miraculous.
Is what I meant. I can't believe they made her cry!
It's so
But
sad.
yeah, in Animal Crossing, you could send yourself a letter and have like put money in it and stuff, and you could send it like in whatever time you wanted. So I like put mine like 10 years. Like send a letter 10 years later.
My sister put one in the ground in St. Wilford, which is my, or the elementary school we used to do, and it used to be on a tape recorder. They recorded their
Oh my
voice.
god.
And the teacher was just like, you know,
They
when
may
we
not be
open
able
this,
to play
they
this
might
in the
not be able to
future.
play these.
And it's
And he was
true.
right.
That waiter mistook her hair for a hat. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I'm not.
You clearly went to. Wait, what?
Wait,
David,
her hair, that's
I
not a
feel-
hat? That's her hair?
What's
Wait!
going on?
You've
The
been
time a waiter
changing, Max.
mistook.
Yeah, you're becoming kinder, and David hired a criminal to.
Oh, would you look at that? Preston needs help.
Guys, you gotta help me. It's like my conscience finally decided to grow a conscience and say something.
Oh.
I feel like I don't even know who I am anymore.
Oh no!
We've got our own problems, Max. This time capsule thing is really stressing me out for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what to put in mine. Do I go with my favorite dirt, symbolizing my love of adventure? Or this
Favorite
animal
dirt.
skull, symbolizing my love of animal skulls?
I can't
Aw.
stand this. My
If you guys
ass
are wondering, I'm trying to get Hunter to stop touching the monitor with his foot.
You know I adore your deplorable standard of
Is
ethics.
this gonna be like
but it
Max
seems to me your moral
becomes a good
transformation
boy?
isn't
Yeah, I
anything.
mean, every
Just
season
rip the
finale
band-aid
has
off.
been
Just
Max
get back
has
to our
been a
lives already.
gooder
Holy
boy.
shit, that's it.
The goodest
People are
boy.
supposed to help other people. If I help Gwen get her shit together, maybe my shit will get itself together, and I'll
This is
stop
very
feeling so
meta.
bad.
It's like, I'm the main protagonist and I have to have a character development.
Oh,
A character
Please.
development.
I love
I'm
that,
a good
though.
person
I
now.
have a character
I think I know what I'm
development.
talking about.
This is very meta. I get.
He just has a bunch of clocks. Why?
Garbage. Garbage. Garbage.
Oh no!
Oh, she's ripping everything.
Hey, Gwen?
Fuck you.
Oh
I
wow!
wanted to say I'm very sorry for treating you so poorly. It was disrespectful and wrong. Feel better now?
What do you want?
So I guess
I
that's
just wanna
not a
see you
hat. That's
happy
her
again,
hair.
buddy.
That's
I was
confirmed.
supposed to be an influential author with a smoking hot husband and fat stacks of cash. Instead, my ass is stuck in a trash can. I have no idea who I am, and it's too late for me.
Nonsense,
Aw.
Gwen. You're just looking at it all wrong. Come on,
She's
I'll
the
show you.
depressed millennial representation we
Ass
Ass
all
stuck
in
in
want.
a trash can. Right.
Stuck in a trash can.
Campers, why haven't any of you started filling your time capsules?
How
None of
can
my
you
shit is
expect
here.
us to put anything in these boxes after this morning?
Yeah.
Also, it's
How
a
can we be
cardboard
sure
box.
We won't
Like
end up
water's gonna
disappointing
destroy
ourselves
it.
like Gwen.
Oh no! They're all worried.
Well, hey, let's not think about it too much, kids. It's just.
The most important thing we'll ever do? I agree!
Can I borrow your watch?
Oh, he's
Tell me
putting
I'm
the
about to be
clocks in
executed.
because it's a
You
time
wish.
capsule.
Yes.
Let me refresh
anyway.
hell's this?
What?
I'm gonna show you that you're exactly who you wanted to be. And we're gonna start by proving that anyone with half a brain would be happy to be your smoking hot husband.
If you expect me to believe that finding a husband will magically solve all my problems, you've never seen Flash Fiance.
Disgusting. But I read
I
more of
feel
your
like you
diary
could
and was
learn
able
a
to track
little
down one of
from,
your many high school crushes, Jake Stonewall.
Oh, hello, Jake. So.
Oh God! Oh no!
Am I am Gwen.
Self-insert character.
Disgusting.
Ah!
Yourself.
Oh,
Game, set, and match. Is that you, Gwen?
oh, you also have a thing for dad bods.
No,
He has
don't
not
say that
updated
to
his
them.
online photo.
I am so glad this 10-year-old boy reached out to me. I know I was a bit of a hotshot single in high school, but these days, I feel like I'm finally ready to settle down for a traditional doubles match.
Oh, Jake, I see your badminton one-liners are still just as laborious.
Did you notice my Letterman jacket?
Okay. My
That was
mistake to try and
fast.
think of the past when we should be focusing on the present.
Did somebody say present?
I just got like shell shocked.
Actually, the present sucks.
Like-
Have we touched
Listen.
on
I
the
can't
Listen.
breathe.
Neil, you
Gwen
gotta
is
help me.
trash.
This time capsule's got me
And so
pulling out
are
my
you.
pigtails.
I was thinking about what I was going to put in mine in order to make sure it was something I could actually
They are
achieve and be happy
balding.
with. Then I started sweating a lot, and when the camera
That
stopped
guy's
spinning, I saw
balding,
Space Kid.
right? He has no hair.
But is
What?
but
No,
is
that's
someone
not,
else
that's what I'm
balding?
saying. They're not balding. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
saying.
if that's true now. Male pattern baldness.
It's so simple. Do you ever watch?
Hunter should
You're
worry about
changing
balding.
career
His dad
paths
is
at
bald.
this age?
Anyway.
Listen.
They're all having an they're all having a crisis. She ripped
That we're all going
her
to die one day,
hair
so if I
off.
give
Listen,
myself
one,
something, I need to be sure I'll love it for the
my
rest of my life.
grandfather on my
Because
mother's side
it's
don't.
over if you're
Got
upset.
full head of hair at 80.
There's still time to
I'm
change to
good.
a less
I believe in
stressful
it.
camp activity.
Did you not hear what I just said?
Please
Also
don't make me do
estrogen.
this.
Quit complaining. I mean,
out.
that's not the right
Gwen. Ooh,
attitude.
I like
Gwen.
that one. Looks
I'm sure
more
one,
emo.
if not all of these,
Oh,
will prove that
boy.
you're a great writer.
I'm
now,
so,
where
like-
should we start?
I'm
Well,
so stressed.
oh, and a failed writer. My
Ferocious
goodness.
Tendencies or confessions of a teenage vampire kisser?
Oh, they
Confessions of
both
a
sound
Teenage
so
Vampire Kisser.
Good. Wait, what's this?
Oh, you don't want to read that.
No, hold on. When I was 17, my life changed forever. I know that there are people who wonder about me when I say I've lived here for most of my life. I don't feel that I have to unless it's on my terms. And now to admit, Samantha had a pretty good sense of humor. I smiled and gave her my word. Gwen, that was incredible. You wrote this?
I wrote A Walk to Remember, but replaced all the character names with
Oh.
my own.
God damn it! Why did you let me read that whole thing?
To prove a point.
Oh, no, you don't! You get your ass out of that trash can and start feeling happy!
Oh,
Why
that's
do you
fucking
even
funny.
care?
Because I want to start feeling happy!
Yeah? Well, newsflash, idiot.
Oh man,
Good
I need to
people
get you a
This
shirt that says
everything
episode's
about
like-
themselves. If you're trying to be better, you fucked up right out of the gate.
Well, I guess you'd know a thing or two about fucking up in life, wouldn't you, Gwen?
You know, Max, I don't think you have to worry
Oh
about changing.
my God.
Something tells me you're going to be bitter and unhappy no matter what you do.
Well,
Are you two ready for the time capsule ceremony?
Oh my God.
So,
this
who
episode's
wants
giving
to
me
go
so
first
much
for the
stress.
burial ceremony.
This is.
See, look at how worried they are!
All the time I could find.
And I
so
also
happy.
filled my time capsule with Jesus Christ, it's just a box of fucking clothes!
It's
That's an
okay,
excellent
Neil.
line.
Nothing's
That should be
okay.
on a
You
T-shirt.
should all
Get on that,
be
RT.
terrified. All it takes is one little mistake, then another, and before you know it, you'll all be failures like me.
That's not true.
The hell it isn't! All I had to do was make one person feel better, and I couldn't even manage
What the
that!
fuck is going on?
To make sure that the future we want is the future we want.
What if I'm not able to become a famous artist?
Oh, you have other options, Hitler. It's totally okay.
What's got 2 thumbs and a box full of treasury bars? Come on!
Oh, look at so happy, Space Kid.
Again!
Space Kid's
Oh,
always
Mr.
happy.
Campbell, you have to help. Tell them they're all worrying over nothing. No one's going to end up a failure in life.
Oh, kids. Of course you're all going to fail.
Oh, look at Space
Will you
Kid!
stop screeching?
And now he doesn't look
Is Cameron
crazy.
Campbell gonna like?
Failure is unavoidable.
Like going to a baseball game and then remembering baseball is terrible. The fact of the matter is, most of you likely won't end up where you want to be in the future.
I fucking knew it!
Will you stop? Here's the thing. You've got to take your failures and make something out of them. Take Camp Campbell, for instance. A lot of poor decisions went into making this place what it is today. Sure, somewhere along the line it maybe strayed from its path, not living up to the camp it wanted to be.
Oh, this is really nice for Mr. Campbell, but they're gonna ruin it somehow, aren't they?
Until it was ready, or until it gave up. So, if the camp wanted to keep embezzling money and dealing with foreign powers, so be it! But at some point, it didn't anymore. I never saw this coming, but I'm starting to think this camp is the best it's ever been.
Aww!
I had no idea this camp had so many complex emotions.
So maybe there's no need to rush anything. Sorry, Gwen.
Yeah, well, I guess dusting off some of those writing samples could make for some good practice.
No.
Maybe the time capsules aren't scary commitments to the future, but are actually just proof of how we've grown since childhood.
Or maybe they're a waste of fucking energy. All in favor of striking this camp activity from the roster forever?
Oh my god!
Yeah, he's gonna burn the cloth!
I don't know what happened here today, David.
He's gonna throw that in the
Treasury
bond.
bomb?
I'm glad I was here.
No, god damn it!
Part of it.
Did you just throw your treasury bonds in the fire?
Oh my god, what have I done?
Mr. Campbell, no, you have so much.
Holy shit! Did that end with a suicide? Woo!
It's over though already!
It's like 2
But
minutes.
that didn't make me
'cause
feel any
the
better!
It's the whole credits.
Hello?
What? What?
I feel like I'm gonna cry.
I mean, like, it had a good ending and it had a twist joke, but like,
I'm gonna cry.
I can see your eyes begin to water, so like, that's legit. Oh goddamn, these invisible onions.
But I don't feel any better. I feel like I'm in a very sensitive Gwen-like position right now in my life, in my existence. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
here's the thing though. I know people who are way worse at it than you are. Like,
What does that mean?
Like who have like, cause you still have options. With Glenn, I feel like she feels like she's at the end of her rope, like she's stuck at a dead end. You're not stuck. Like you're not even out of school yet. You get stuck. You get stuck after you're out of school or you've dropped at school and you're stalling. That's when you feel like you're stuck. But even then, I've known people who I know people who got stuck, then became an alcoholic, then crashed a car, but then turned that shit around and now they're doing good again.
I'd love to know who that's supposed to be.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Anyway.
So Gwen needs, I believe in what Cameron
Especially
Campbell said.
down to
What?
down to the writing samples, but also showing the picture of the guy from the yearbook. That was too real for me, Camp.
You know what I've realized recently?
That was too real.
You know, a guy that I grew up with who I always thought was super cool and charismatic, he sucks ass now. It's so strange how age is almost your 20s is such a leveling field where so much of the things that used to matter don't really matter anymore.
What I think is the most relatable part of this episode too, other than Gwen, is all the kids being like, what is the future we put in the box? Is it the one we want? How do we know it's the future that we want? Is the future we want? What Nikki said, I think this episode of Camp was too true. It was just too real. I just heard Hunter's bone crack. I don't know if you guys got.
Honestly,
that was too.
I used to be so afraid
much.
of the future as a kid. Even now, I'm getting it again. In high school, I used to be afraid about leaving high school until after the end, I was like, oh god, get me the hell out of this place.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to feel that way about university.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
a little too comfortable here. I need to leave.
Yeah,
this isn't a good thing.
I'm just getting bored.
No, I really
with school.
enjoy it.
I think
yeah.
I think that's my problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't like feeling like I'm doing the same thing for
yeah.
too long, and I just feel I don't know. I feel very Gwen-like, and like I've had
jobs,
many
so, like,
career changes, right? Like
You used to want to be a novelist, then the YouTuber's like, okay, maybe policing with YouTube on the side, and now you want to work PR with a company, but then you also just want to go around the world on a Disney cruise.
Yeah, I mean, especially the novel stuff, like that's what really got me this episode is I don't know. I feel like a lot of the ideas I've had, and we talked about this before, would make for a comic or like a TV show better than an actual like novel. And
But I
so,
feel like some novels feel episodic, you know?
It's just hard, especially because like
you
as
could
we've
still make
talked
it
about, I think it's hard to get into, like, you can't just, I want to write a game, let me write the game. Like, you have to be something first, and then they let you do the thing.
You should have done
like,
UOIT's gaming program.
I don't know. Like, I can't draw, and I can't code, and so it's one of those things. But even with Rooster Teeth, like, the people that, like, work on, like, some of the show, like, can pitch, you know, and can do pitches and whatever to, like, but they start as animators.
But as we know, pitches always worked out, right?
Okay, well, we won't talk about that. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, they start as animators, or they start as concept artists, or they started, like, as something else. You understand what I mean? But I don't have any of those skills. Like, I'd basically, like, I don't know. I'd have to be a voice actor and then be like, okay, well, actually, I want to write a show. I'm like, who's going to let me do that? I don't know. This video is giving me like a crisis.
I feel
like my
we're
own
all
midlife
we're
crisis.
all Gwens.
We're all Gwens. Yeah,
there's
that's
many
true.
different types of Gwens, but you have to understand that I think the now is not the ever, and you can be a happy Gwen someday.
I think I guess so. I guess that works. I think the best part of this episode though is that, like, what always bugs me...
Space Kid is so happy. Space Kid, you know what's great about Space Kid?
What?
No one knows what they want in life, but Space Kid knows exactly what he
well,
wants in life.
Space Kid didn't look phased at all. Like,
Nah,
this
Space
entire
Kid is
episode,
unbothered.
they're just happy. But, like, you know how in El Dorado, they have this giant boat of gold, and by the end they lose all the gold? Yeah. Like, that, like, always used to, like, I don't know, make me feel a type of way when I watched cartoons, and so... Mr. Campbell throwing away his
The whole point was
bonds.
that El Dorado didn't get colonialism.
I know.
And that they still had their friends.
What was the point of
their bisexual, polyamorous throuple. They still
What
had
even are those? Like, what does that mean? Like,
what?
treasury bonds? Like, it's just...
It's bonds that are issued by the government, that you buy them from the government, that the government has money. The idea is that the government grows and then are able to pay you back for the bonds with a slight amount of interest.
But it wouldn't have been the American government.
No, it would have been the American government.
Okay.
Because it takes place in America, right?
Okay. This is like a meta question. Doesn't the American government have debt, though? So how can they afford to pay people that bought into the bonds?
Part of
or is that just like a complicated...
That
like,
is complicated.
Theoretically, if you buy into the bonds, it's sort of like when you put your money in a bank, because then the bank uses your money, but it makes sure that your money is still there.
But a lot of people's money wasn't there. Like in the 2008
a lot of
financial
people's
crisis,
money go away.
a lot of that went away.
So would Campbell get money for his...
He
I
would
feel like
get
that
money.
should be a game theory. Like, how much money would Cameron Campbell get?
That's
for
not
his, not a game theory, a film theory.
That's not
or
a film
even
theory.
Like
That's an econ. Like that's a
class.
That's an econ like 101 class where they're like, okay, this is what bonds are.
How many did
this
he
is
have?
What mortgages
how much
are.
would it cost? Like, how much money would he really get?
I've had this explained to me before, but I'm not an economist and therefore would have difficulty.
Anyway,
it
I
again.
think that the important part of this episode is that things could be solved if Gwen had a handsome, rich husband, but she couldn't find one.
And I disagree with that.
I know you do. I'm just kidding.
You may be kidding, but are you?
No.
You're not, exactly. We have fundamental differences about how to make yourself a better person.
Anyway.
I say you have to work on yourself. And then you say you need to find someone. And like, it might make you happy. It might make you happier. But at the end of the day, you might still be that very cold, sad, alone person.
Only
but then
you
again, we
can
might
make
be different
you know
people.
what I mean? Like, you have to make your own happiness.
Yes.
But who wouldn't wouldn't be happy if they suddenly had a bunch of money, because money solves a lot of the
And you know,
problems
you
that make
find,
us
listen,
unhappy.
you could
in the
find a
first
lovely
place.
black
guys, the
athletic
moral-
boyfriend, but
the
then
moral of
eventually
the
he gonna get a
story-
bad dad bod, and he gonna be thinning. And
But-
that's gonna be troubling
But
for
the
you.
money is the more important part, not the dad.
I don't know about the money.
Anyway, so my point is,
Yeah, your point is
that
we're all Gwen.
go find a rich husband.
I really liked this episode.
I really like this
This is
episode,
my
too.
favorite
I feel like
camp
this episode
ending
has given me
all time.
some sort of crisis.
Oh, I dug it.
Like, I don't know if you guys can
Cameron
tell.
Campbell was excellent in it. The writing was great in it.
But yeah.
Max
we'll
was
miss
great
you,
in it.
Camp, until next season.
Before next season.
So this was the last one for now, or ever.
Whatever. Who the fuck knows?
Okay, anyway. We'll see you guys later. Bye. Thank you for watching, and thank you to our wonderful patrons over on Patreon who support the channel. Their names will scroll through now.